Guys, I think I finally found it. The perfect Retroid handheld for me. Almost perfect because nothing's really perfect. The Retroid Pocket 2S. This little guy was originally released in 2023, I believe, at the price of about $100 for the base model. I think the upgraded model was $119.99, and it was pretty much touted as like the value champ at the time. I got the 4GB model for about $80 during Black Friday last year at the end of 2024. I had to get the all black version because basically they were sold out of every other color, else I definitely would have got that nice green or possibly the clear black. But unfortunately they all sold out. They were blowing these things out for like $50 for the 3GB version. Definitely would have got that if they had any left. And the 4GB 128 version was, I believe it's $80 plus shipping or so. So after shipping or so, it came to about $90. Now it seems like they're pretty much all sold out on these. If you look on the Retroid website, they're pretty much gone. The only thing you really have is like a controller or something, like a little 3D fabricated grip for it. But that's about it. These things are blown out. You won't catch them on Amazon. I guess you have to get them on eBay or something like that now because they're pretty much all sold out. But I got the 4GB, or I guess it's the upgraded 4GB of RAM, 128GB internal storage version, and just all straight black. Now you may ask yourself, how is this the perfect handheld? Well, for me, it comes down to portability and power. This little guy will play everything perfectly up to PSP and Dreamcast, which is my favorite system. Well, besides the GBA, of course, but it'll also do some GameCube and PS2. I haven't tried PS2 on it yet. I think I might try it, but I definitely have a couple of GameCube games on there and they seem to work perfect. But specifically, I have this because it plays Dreamcast perfectly. It's like my own little handheld Dreamcast. And the little 4-inch screen and the pocketability of it makes it so I actually take this thing outside of my house. I've actually taken this to work and played it on my breaks, which is something I really never do. But since it's like a little arcade in my hand, I can pick it up, play for 5 or 10 minutes or whatever, because normally I'll watch anime or something on my break, and just play and put it in my pocket, no problem, and doesn't stick out. It's very pocketable. So as I stated, it has a 4-inch display, which is perfect for playing Dreamcast, PlayStation, PSP. The image is a little stretched a little bit, but you know, it's good enough. Dreamcast, like I said, is my favorite system to play on here, but GameCube and PS2 also play well. I think I've only tried like one PS2 game. Maybe I'm going to try that, but really, it's just really all about the Dreamcast for me. So the device fits really well, even in my meaty paws, and the Hall thumbsticks are just, they're just perfect. Also around the device, you've got analog triggers, memory card slot, headphone jack, of course, if that's what you want, and also HDMI out. I'm not at all interested in playing this on a monitor on screen, so I haven't even tested that, but it's there for you if that's something that you want to try out. So since it isn't basically an Android device with a controller connected to it, it has all the stuff like a smartphone. Since it runs on Android, it has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi comes in particular handy because you can download things directly to the device. And also it's really good for scraping because I'm in particular using the Digisho interface, which makes scraping and stuff pretty perfect. So like all Retroid devices that run on Android, the setup is pretty bare bones. When you first start off and you open it up, when it starts, it'll have a short and basic intro and help you set up and get the correct emulators and stuff going, but there's pretty much no ROMs or anything like that on it. So if you don't have any kind of experience or you're not really a tinkerer, these kind of devices may not be for you. I myself just happen to have experience with this because I had a Retroid Pocket 3 Plus back in the day that was probably a little bit too much setup for me, but I'm a little bit more experienced now, so I was able to set it up. So to get this thing set up, this is not really going to be the technical video for you. I recommend that you go with the OG big dogs when it comes to retro handhelds, people like Russ over at Retro Gamecore, or you can go with my personal favorite, Tech Dweeb. The guy's just funny. He's got a weird little voice, and I like the little stories he tells in his videos. Shout out to Tech Dweeb, man. I did have an issue when I was setting up the Retroid. I had a problem where the analog triggers weren't registering right at all, but all I had to do is I basically did a quick Google search, figured out other people having that same problem, followed the step-by-steps they were doing to fix it. Basically, you have to go into the settings of the actual handheld in Android and change it from, I believe it's already set to digital. And it has two options, digital, analog, or both. I set it to both, and that seemed to fix my problems. So if you are a first timer and you don't really know about emulators or ROMs that don't really have anything to set up, this may not be something you want to start in at. I would advise maybe you go with one of the Ambernic devices or even the TrimUI Smart Pro, like I saw in my old video. Those ones come with a decent enough setup where you can copy over your BIOSes and even keep any ROMs you want. Give you a nice starter ROM set, so you can then graduate to a device like this that's more set up and help you understand what you're doing. Anywho, my specific needs for this particular device were specifically for Dreamcast, and it actually made me discover something all new that I didn't even know. It ported over to Dreamcast something called AtomisWave, or AtomisWave, whatever. It's a basically type of emulator that emulates arcade, and it's ported over to the Dreamcast. And two games in particular I love playing, which is Dolphin Blue, I believe it's called, and the other one is called like Destruction Fist, and the other one is called Demolish Fist. That's the name of the game. And I've had a pretty good amount of fun playing with these, and it was pretty cool. So as I said, the Retroid Pocket 2S is pretty much like a personal Dreamcast for me. And the Dreamcast kind of is special to me. When the Dreamcast came out in September of 1999, I was 21 years old. I just moved in with my fiance, then fiance, now wife, with our child, and was really feeling like a full-grown adult. And the Dreamcast was the first console that I bought with my own money from my big boy job. So on September 9th, when it came out, I walked into Funko Land. Remember Funko Land? Missed those days. I bought the Dreamcast and two games. I believe it was the original Power Stone, because I loved that game in the arcade, and Sonic Adventure, the first one, because I saw that playing inside of a Montgomery Ward's. Wow, I'm really aging myself here. And that scene where Sonic is running and the giant whale jumps over and just blew my mind. So I was like, yep, gotta get that. So once I brought it home and had it in my house, it was like having an arcade in my living room. Memories. But like any handheld, everything is not all roses and beautiful things. There are definitely some things I do not like, specifically the face buttons on the front of this thing. Like, oh, these little nubby buttons, man, they're terrible. And I guess my big meaty thumbs, I like really have to mash them in order to press them. I mean, I've gotten used to it, but I just don't love it. The placement is okay. It's really just the size that, the size, that's what she said. For me, that doesn't work. And the other thing, and I think I've talked about this already when I talked about setup, it's the setup. Bruh, the setup for these things is crazy. Like for the Android-based Retroid devices, or basically any Android-based device, I watched a video by somebody, hell, it might have been TechDweeb, that said, oh, once you get used to it, you can get these things fully set up in about an hour. I don't know about you, but I don't want to go through the trouble of updating and transferring and all this stuff for over an hour when I first get the device before I can even play it. I know for some people that's at least half the fun, if not most of the fun. I'm just not one of those people. But all in all, I really do love this device a whole lot, and it's probably my go-to handheld right now. Even though I do split between the TrimUI Smart Pro and this, I think I like this one a little more, especially because of the Dreamcast, and it's a little bit more powerful. Although the TrimUI Smart Pro definitely has a big, nice screen, and GBA probably looks a little nicer on it, I still prefer this one, so I'm kind of splitting my time between the two of those. And just another update, the last time you guys checked in on me with the video, I had about 100 so subscribers. Last time I checked, we're up to like 400, so thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate all the support, and you guys watching my little videos. They're not super techy. Like I always say, it's just a little tech dad giving his review of the things I actually own and use on a daily basis. And with that said, L Double the Gamer, y'all, we out.